It's a segment on your show that you all do. You mind telling us about it?
Absolutely. So the segment that we do is called Noisy Renewal. It's our version of a Motivational Monday, but instead of quotes necessarily, we use songs that we listen to on a day-to-day basis, and we look to find inspiration in that music and to share it with our audience, because I think everything that we do should be intentional. It should have a purpose. It should uplift and motivate. So it's just our favorite tunes, and we're like, hey, how is this impacting my life, and how can it impact others?
It's kind of like Motivational Monday. Is that why you decided to go with a different name to kind of stand out?
Absolutely. So I think anything that we do, it's a matter of making sure that we're being, again, intentional. Intentional is like one of my biggest words. That's my word for the year, intentional. It's a matter of being, very decisive in what you do and making sure that it has meaning. And so Motivational Mondays, they're great. They're there for a purpose. But if we want to give more, I don't want to repeat everything. It's there for a reason. It's a standard. It's a level of making sure people are motivated, because that's very important. But let's take it from a different route. Instead of using, Oprah's quotes, even though she's phenomenal and I love her, instead of taking Martin Luther King quotes, let's take Drake. Let's take Future. Let's take Prince. Let's take Michael Jackson. Let's take them all, because they have inspiration too. They're writers. They're artists. So they have shared their music with us for a reason. It came from a specific place. You know what I mean? So it's that level of, let's really dive into the art of it, because you hear so many people saying, well, I like the beat. Okay, so once we get past the beat and we get to the lyrics, what are we finding there? What's the gem in between the lines, reading in between the lines? So that's what we like to do here.
Okay, so when you come up with the song, is it research-based, or is it something that you already have in your heart that you experience, something you already know off the top of your head?
It's just a feeling. It's a vibe, even 2 Chainz song, it's a vibe. That's inspirational as well, but it's a vibe with it. So it's like whatever I'm getting out of it, however I can apply it to my life, and however I can find meaning in it, whatever it may be, I'm going to share that, because I feel like somebody else can find that. And it really lends to these artists to say, keep doing what you're doing, because you're impacting people, and I think that's the most important thing that we can do while we're here on this earth.
I dig that. That's pretty dope, man. One thing about music, it's like a universal language.
Yeah.
Like, even though we may not all like the same genres, everyone is moved by some sort of music. The vibrations and the rhythms and stuff.
Vibrations, it's a vibe, energy, it's spreading.
Absolutely. So, you kind of explained it already, but I just want to ask you again, what does music mean to you?
Wow, that is a very hard question to answer. Music to me has always, that's a good one. Music has always been like an escape, but I think that's very cliche to say, but I think it's just very true as well. It's a matter of, I'm feeling some kind of way. I can't put it in words necessarily, and I don't necessarily want to talk to somebody else about it. So where can I go to still kind of find that support and somebody who understands? And music has been that for me. It's a friend. Music is a friend. It's an escape. It's someone that you can't talk to them necessarily, but you can sing the lyrics and it feels like you're talking to someone who gets it. Like, oh my God, thank you, finally. That's what music is. So my Noisy Renewal song of the week is Jhené Aiko, Frequency. So in her song, she speaks about frequencies, as I release these frequencies frequently. And I think for me, that speaks to, we're all going through something within our day-to-day lives. There's stresses that we have. And as we release those, and she says, speak to me frequently. For me, I feel like she's talking about God. Like, the one thing I love about this song, it sounds like a beautiful prayer that she's praying for herself, that she's praying for her child. She says, bless my seed, that she's praying for the generation. Bless the generation. Bless their situations. And I think that's very important. And I was just able to get such inspiration from that, because I've been in a position, when you feel like the whole world is crumbling down on you, you're like, oh my God, I know God, but I don't see God right now. Like, I'm praying every single day, but I don't feel like he's hearing me. So what she's saying is release it. And as you release that stress, as you release those fears, those insecurities, that situation, you're allowing room for him to come in and speak with you. And if you do it frequently, then you're having more conversations with him frequently. And I think that is just such a beautiful statement. And I think it just lends to everyone. I think everyone can find inspiration from that statement. It's a matter of, we go through a lot. And we're always looking for the reason, like, why am I going through this? Why is this happening to me? But if you let it go, if you let it sit, if you just release, you may be able to find the answer just a little quicker. So Janae Aiko, that's my best friend. I don't care what anybody says. That's my self-proclaimed best friend. Big Sean, you can be your man all day, but that's my bestie, okay? So Janae, follow 4 Color Girls, your best friend Kyriah Deshaye, because I love you, okay? Frequency, frequently. And what I also like within the song is she says we are never far. And I think that's a matter of saying how close God always is to us. Like I said, being in a situation where I've been at my lowest and feeling like, where are you? Like, I'm praying every day. You know what I mean? I have faith. I'm working by faith. I'm working hard, but where are you? And it's a matter of saying he's never far. So even when you think he's not there, he's right there. And it lends to his words to say, even in your lowest of situation or your hardest of times, there is a time and a season for everything. And that's word, that's Bible, that's verses, you know? So it's a matter of saying, even in your hardest times, he's right there, and just believe him and just release and let him speak to you so that you can get to the next season. It's a season to harvest and a season to reap. I hope that's how it goes. I hope that's how you say, okay. So there's a season to harvest and there's a season to reap. And so that's what I learned, and I just loved it. Noisy Renewal.